All right, guys, can everyone hear me okay? If you can hear me all right, put a 1 in the question box. You can put a 1. That would be great if you can hear me. And by the way, don't be shy to be the first person. There we go. All right, good. Because I have been known to start talking and then realize nobody can hear me. A bit of an echo. You guys may get that a little bit. We've had some stormy weather. I'm actually here in lovely Oklahoma, at least for the next several hours. And then we'll be headed back to Florida on some vacation. But guys, I'm excited to be bringing this to you tonight. Somebody who was in y'all's groups approached us, and he has been using our program for a while and using it as kind of his kind of secret prospecting tool to get more sales. Both he actually sells Google My Business rankings, but whether you're selling that or anything, it doesn't matter. What I'm going to be sharing with you tonight is how you can use our program, which builds reviews, in order to get more clients. And that's the key, is just to get more clients. Then you can upsell them into the things like Google My Business rankings, which is just, that's a good sale to put people in. It's a high dollar ticket. Well, look, what we're going to be talking about tonight here is super, super simple. But that's what makes it work, and that's also what's made our program so successful. So let me tell you a little bit about me first, and then I'm going to get into this, because this is usually the most boring part, so I don't want to spend a bunch of time on it. But guys, you'll notice tonight as the presentation's going, if it seems a little bit different, I'm not an internet marketing guy. This is not what I do. In fact, Google My Business rankings and those kinds of things, it's not really my forte. The reality of it is that and we're not a software company. We have a very, very niche industry that we work in. And in that niche industry, years ago, I had a program that I was selling to all of them. It was a payment reminder. And I picked up a lot of clients, and they were all talking about reputation marketing. So, of course, my answer as the salesperson was, oh, yeah, I can get that for you. Yeah, of course. Answer is yes. So I went out and I did exactly what you guys have done. And I bet you a lot of you guys that are on this call right now, you've done that already. You could be trying to use one of those programs. And this was about 5 years ago, and everything that I tried, it didn't work. At the end of the day, it didn't deliver reviews, which is why you're selling the thing in the first place. I couldn't use it. It was unusable for me because at the time I already had about 600 clients that I had to plug a so-called reputation marketing program into. And it had to work. There could be no gray area, because I'm not going to risk my clients. I'm not going to lose my bread and butter over a product that doesn't really work. So ultimately what I had to do is I had to build my own program. And again, keep in mind, I'm not a developer. So I had to go out and hire developers and work with them. But guess what they did? They kept bringing stuff back to me, based on what they do with all the other software programs. And I kept saying, no, I just want a program that works. I want it to focus on results. So you don't need to add all the BS things that kind of look cool or some kind of bell and whistle unless it actually delivers results. Because again, this was for my own clients. I sold it to all my own clients. It picked up steam. We have, in most of my industry, is now on the program. We have over 7,000 locations currently. And I think right around when we had 3,000 or 4,000, which was about 4 years ago, I think it was more than that, probably 5,000, 4 years ago, is when we decided to build a reseller program. And look, guys, again, this was foreign to me. I didn't know what the reseller program was. My idea was, look, this program is working so well, let's hire a bunch of salespeople and go sell all the other industries. Because I would be insane if I had some kind of the secret trick to something and then I'm teaching a bunch of salespeople. That would be crazy to do on a regular basis. I would want them all to work for me. But when we discussed that a little bit, again, it got shot down pretty quick because none of us wanted to hire a bunch of salespeople and do that. It's not. We've spent the last 30 years of our career doing that. We wanted to get away from that. And that's when somebody approached us and said, hey, you guys should do a reseller program. I said, reseller program? They're like, yeah, you can sell like licenses to the software. So that's exactly what we did 4 years ago, and that's what we're going to be sharing with you tonight. But over that 4-year process, our product has become just such a natural fit for this sales technique that I'm going to show you, that it's the same sales technique that I use. It's what all of our successful people are using, and it's why people are coming from all the other programs to ours, basically for 2 reasons. Number one is because the program is simple and it works, and then the other reason is because the whole program is very, very inexpensive. So, all right, so that's our background a little bit. I think it's important to know that, because I'm not going to tell you how to make $10,000 a week. I'm not going to tell you some sort of thing like that. Again, a lot of people say those things, and yet I don't see it happening so easily. I'm still from the school that if something sounds too good to be true, it probably is. What I'm going to show you tonight is all factual stuff that works. Very, very black and white. There's no ambiguity to any of this. So, that being said, let's get started. We wanted to focus primarily tonight, or a little bit of the presentation tonight, on how to increase Google My Business ranking sales. Because a lot of you guys are doing that. And it's not everyone. And I know a lot of you guys will be selling other products for sure. But we wanted to focus on that because the person that wanted to offer this to you guys that is using it, that's what he's selling. And I'm so amazed by it because he uses it, and he's selling this for, I think it's over $1,000. It's a big ticket item every single month. So, that immediately says to me, well, that's something I would be interested in. If you have a backup product, if you can get a client and you have something to upsell them into that's such a natural fit, and it's a high dollar product, man, that's awesome. So, look, you guys probably know a lot of this stuff, but let's just review it. And there's means to my madness here, so hang in there. So how to increase Google page rankings in 7 steps. But you guys, this all looks familiar to you. The first step is to find keywords your customers are searching, right? And the second one is claim and optimize your Google My Business page. The third is to optimize your small business website, of course. The fourth is get structured citations, right? But then the fifth is also to get unstructured citations and links. This is something a lot of people overlook. But one of the ways to get unstructured citations is within reviews. Step 6 is to create fresh content. You guys already know. And the 7th step is get reviews on Google for your business. So if I'm selling this and I'm looking to build my client base because I then want to, upsell them into something else, I wouldn't lead with a Google My Business program. I just wouldn't. There's just too many moving parts to it. There's too much to explain. When I'm cold calling a business or I'm cold prospecting, there's just way too many things to sell. I would want to chunk this down. Chunk it down into selling just one of the features that I'm providing, one of these many different things. And out of all these different things, what's the one I can do that is the easiest, that shows the most dramatic results, if you have the right product, and one that's a natural fit for everything? Well, guess what, guys? It's getting the reviews. Because if you can get them positive Google reviews in a very, very quick way, it's a heck of a lot easier to sell a business on that. And again, that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. So, because reviews is a big part of SEO, and it's a big part of, just Google My Business ranking, it's just any SEO, then you guys have to have the right tool. But just because you have to have the right tool, that's just part of it. The other part of it is, how are you selling your clients? Because my guess, and it's an educated guess based on talking to thousands of people that are similar to you guys, is what you do is you've built a product that you sell where it does a whole bunch of things. You've got this, that, and the other thing, and you put a lot of things in there, and then you sell it for like $3.99 a month or $4.99 a month. And the reason that you're doing that price point and then you're adding all that stuff to it is because you want to sell a higher ticket item. And logically speaking, in your head, you're thinking, well, this is going to seem like such a bargain. Because look, Mr. Business Owner, for $3.99, look at all the stuff you're getting. And what I'm going to tell you tonight is by doing that, you're making life harder on yourself. You are pushing yourself further away from the sale by doing that. I'm sure you're scratching your head like, well, why? I don't get it. Ha ha ha. I'm going to show you. So, how to increase sales? Well, if you were going to sell Google My Business rankings or you're going to sell SEO, and let's just use those as an example, but by the way, you can insert video marketing, you can insert specific Facebook marketing, you can insert that into this big time. But any one of those things are what are called conceptual sales. Whereas, if you're selling a business on fixing their reputation online, and selling them a program that builds them positive Google reviews or just positive reviews online, it's a non-conceptual sale. So what do I mean by that? Well, look, guys, if you talk to a business owner right now, if you called any business owner, you've opened the phone book, or if there are phone books still, call any business cold and say, do you know what customer reviews online are? Do you know what Google reviews are? They're all going to say yes. So when you're calling a business that has bad reputation online, which is, by the way, is part of our target here tonight. So if you're calling a business that has a bad reputation and you say, hey, you need to fix your online reputation because people read these things. Now, those are your Google reviews. There's no ambiguity there. The business owner knows what you're talking about. It's a non-conceptual thing. Everyone knows what Google reviews are. Nobody is saying, Google reviews, what? Wait, now people are doing what now? They're leaving reviews online? They're not doing that. So as a sale, that always makes it easier to explain, right? Because you do not need to explain the concept behind it. So what is a conceptual sale? Well, conceptual sale would be SEO. Now you guys think everyone knows what SEO is. You're wrong. I'm a business owner. I've been a business owner since 1990 something, 2 or 3. And I can tell you that although I know what SEO is, and I probably know more than the average business owner, I still don't know exactly what you guys sell. I don't know all the other parts to it. In fact, those 7 steps to do the Google My Business rankings, I looked those up. It wasn't off the top of my head. So to me, it's a conceptual sale. When you're calling up a business and you're telling them that they need SEO, well, then what's the first thing you need to do? You need to tell them what that is. And then the second thing you need to do is you need to sell them on that they need that. Because not every business, like brick and mortar business out there, auto repair, HVAC companies, so forth, they don't think about it that way because they're fishing in a different pond. So you're trying to get them to fish in the pond of getting customers online, and they're like, well, we can do it through advertising and all these other ways, and whatever. So that's another concept to them. So you've got to sell them on that concept. And I can keep going here, by the way. It goes on and on and on. So once you sell them on the concept of that and the concept of SEO, now you got to sell them on that your product is the solution to that. Then you got to sell them on you, right? They got to trust you. That's a lot of sales. And a lot of you guys, what you're selling, it actually takes a PowerPoint to explain it in the first place. That's another sale. You've got to sell to people to get on a webinar. You got to call them up cold and then schedule a webinar. Look, what we sell does not require a webinar. All right? Black and white, simple solutions to a problem that they already know they have. They might not know how serious it is, but that's your job. You're going to explain it. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So, it obviously makes whatever you're selling a hell of a lot easier to do. I mean, ultimately, when you're prospecting, whether you're selling this program or something else, your first product that you should sell should be something you can explain on an elevator pitch. When you've got somebody on the phone for the first time and you're talking to them, they're probably only half listening anyway. So if you're going to sell them anything more complicated than a non-conceptual type product, you make your life a lot harder. Now, again, doesn't mean it can't be done. You guys have some sales, I'm sure. So you know it can be done, but it can be like pulling teeth. What I'm saying is you're going to use this product in order to get the client first. What's easier to sell? A person who's already your client, who you've already proven to him that he can trust you because you sold him something that worked, did exactly what you told him it would do. And after 30 days, by the way, not after 6 months, after 30 days, you can go back to him and go, hey, remember 30 days ago when we talked and I told you this program would do this, that, and the other thing, and it did? Here's the results. Well, now you need to work on SEO. And let me tell you why. So, Bob, let's schedule a webinar. You know Bob's name now. You've got his phone number. He's going to listen to you. He's going to take your call. So, again, to take a product and just throw a bunch of things into it so you can sell it for the highest price possible as your door opener is making it so hard for you, because business owners are not buying things based off of, wow, so much value. When you're selling that thing for $3.99 a month, there's one thing in there that they want. One thing. And that one thing better perform or they're going to cancel. Those other things that you're explaining and spending all that time, it's just, they're like, yeah, that's nice. There's exceptions to this rule, but they're few and far between. Most business owners are just worried about running their business. Now, there are some people that are going to be more sophisticated and want to do marketing. Those are small numbers. Again, guys, if you want to make real money, you've got to have a product that you can sell to Bob's Automotive and Steve's Air Conditioning and Linda's House of Granite or whatever. So, if you can't close the deal when you're selling a non-conceptual product like our program, just selling them reviews, say, hey, you've got bad reviews. We can fix it. If you can't sell it, I say, look, by the way, if you can't close the deal, even if they're saying no, even if they say, I want to think about it, don't let it go. Don't let them think about it. Your chances of getting them back, very, very slim. So what do? You guys have heard this a million times over your life. So it's not new news, but you guys are selling something so complicated, you're like, I get it. They got to mull it over. Now, with this, if they want to think about it, don't let them. What you do, go ahead and give it away to them free. You give them a free trial. Now, you guys, I know the first thought is, well, wait a second, I'm doing this. I want to make money. Yeah, you do. Okay? But I'm going to tell you, using this method, you can get more customers, more new clients in the next 30 days than if you did it your way in the next 30 days. So even if you have to wait 30 days till you get your first $97 check or whatever, who cares? You've got a client, because now that client you've earned, you're going to be able to upsell them. So in giving away a free trial, by the way, why haven't you heard that before? Why isn't that just this kind of sales method? Well, it's because most of the things that we are all doing as marketers aren't things that we can give away for free, because there would be no quantifiable results to show whether it worked or not. Like with SEO, you can show them numbers at the end of the month. Look, see, here's your numbers. This is where you were last year, and based on all these numbers. But that's still not as clear as, well, you had a 2.8 Google reputation. Now you've got a 3.7. And let me tell you why that's important. Because again, those are just numbers. They got to understand why they need those reviews. I'm going to explain that in just a moment. But you got to understand the concept of selling something simple. And if they want to think about it, say, look, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and set up an account for you. We'll get you going. I'm not going to charge you first month. Let's go ahead and get it going. And at the end of the month, I'll call you up. I'll send you an invoice for $97. And I'm assuming if it does everything I tell you it's going to do, you would have no problem keeping it, correct? Yeah. Okay, great. Now, if I send you that invoice and I'll call you up, if for any reason you decide you do not want it, for whatever reason, no harm, no foul, you never pay a dime. And by the way, you also get to keep all the Google reviews or Yelp reviews or whatever reviews I'm going to get for you over the next 30 days. Fair enough? You have nothing to lose. Fair enough? Okay, guys, put yourself in the position of that customer right there, of that client, that business owner. Somebody calls you up and they're telling you something you know you need, and they offer you that. Do you take it? If you know that you need to do it? Yeah, you do. Now, at the end of the month, when it works, and it actually does every single thing that I said it was going to do you trust me now? Hell yeah. I worked for free for you. I proved it to you. I showed you the program. I proved that it would work. I earned your trust. Now, I got something else to show you. So if I call you up now and I say, okay, remember that Google review program? That worked great. Well, you got to work on your SEO because this, that, and the other. You need to work on your ranking. Your ranking on Google is awful. I mean, the Google reviews are going to help dramatically, but it's not going to get you where you want to be. It's not going to get you in that free pad. I can get you there. You going to listen now? Yeah. You wouldn't have listened before, but you'll listen now because I've earned your respect by using this technique. So again, guys, pretty cool trick. Not super hard, but the thing about it is you have to have the right product because you can't just give away anything for free. You have to be able to show them quantifiable results, black and white. Start on day 1. At day 30, here's your results. See, I told you it would work. And you have to be selling a product that actually works. Now, how many people have bought a program in the last 12 months that you bought it and it did everything they told you it would do on the webinar? Anybody, if there is one person on here, put yes, I did, assuming it wasn't our program. There isn't anybody because it doesn't happen. What happens is you guys buy software, and again, I know, I do it too. I go to a webinar and it says it's going to do all these things, and it's going to make life easier, and you make $10,000 a week, and all you do is press a button. But you jump into it and you find out that it's just a bunch of bells and whistles, and it's complicated, and all this stuff takes you forever to figure it out. And right about the time you finally figure it out good enough to go out and sell it, it doesn't get you results. So there's no way you could give that away for free, because if you did, at the end of the month, the client's going to say, hey, it didn't work. So you did just work for free. You wouldn't want to do that. So again, you only would want to do it with a product like ours, where it gets results immediately. All right, so now let's talk a little bit about why reputation marketing doesn't work. Because what I just kind of explained to you and shared with you, and I'm assuming you guys agree and you get what I'm talking about here. What I'm saying is stop selling whatever you're selling as your prospecting tool. Don't open the door with that. Don't think value added is going to get you where you want to go. It's not. Sell a very simple product that's, this is what you need. Here is what your problem is. I have a solution. Boom. Okay. So if I've sold you on that, then the next question is, all right, so yeah, building Google reviews. I get it. If you guys are selling Google My Business rankings or SEO, then you already know, and I've already looked at reputation marketing products. So you probably know what I'm about to say. Reputation marketing doesn't work. We don't even call our product that because of the industry calls this whole thing reputation marketing. Well, I don't want to be a part of that because, again, those programs don't work. And the reason that they don't work is because the reputation marketing software that's out there, read online, again, you guys have bought a lot of those programs before. What they're selling is they're selling that they're going to get you reviews on a bunch of different sites all over the internet. And then they're going to market those reviews and make sure those reviews get seen. But in order to get a review from any, given site, the customer has to have an account. They can't just leave a review. They got to register their account. And if I was a software developer and I wasn't a salesperson who sold thousands and thousands and thousands of these locations, I would do exactly what they did, is say, oh yeah, but it's so easy. You do it on your phone, and boy, you can do it with Facebook, and it's just so simple to get an account. Nope. Doesn't work. They don't do it. So if you're selling on business on reputation marketing based on the idea, and you sell it for like $500, whatever these people are selling it for, based on the idea that you're going to get reviews all over the internet, then you failed before you started. You better not sell it for free, by the way. You better get your money up front, because chances are they're not going to keep it month 2 or 3 unless they're on automatic billing and you're just billing them every month. Even though it's not working, they forgot that they're being billed. Which, again, guys, I'm going to talk about that a little bit at the end too, which is just to say I don't think you should do that. Clients once you get a client, if you want to have them the rest of your life, make sure that whatever you sell them is working. And if it's not working, which will happen, not your fault, a product's fault, sometimes whatever you're selling takes their involvement. If it's not working, it's your job to point it out and cancel it before they figure it out. So that's why reputation marketing doesn't work. It's doomed to fail before you even start, because it is not human nature to leave a review on some review site if you have to register first. It's a hard thing to do. And that's why those programs do not deliver many reviews. So what's the trick? How do we do it? Well, look, here's the first trick, guys. And the first part of the trick is to focus on whatever review site means the most to that client's industry. So don't say you're going to do reputation marketing and get reviews all over the place. Say, well, Mr. Client, you're in the XYZ industry, and the place where people are going to read reviews more than anything else for your industry is Google or is Yelp or whatever it is. You're going to focus on one site. But also, because you're using this product as your prospecting tool, as your door opener, as your way to build your clients, guess what you're going to do? You're only going to target businesses who use Google. Only going to target businesses where, more than not, people are reading reviews on Google. Which, by the way, if you're selling restaurants, yes, that means don't sell restaurants. Sorry, not this product. Can you? Yes. We've got hundreds and hundreds of people that sell restaurants. Yeah, it works. But let me tell you why if you're going to do it this way, the way I'm sharing with you, you're going to, get your 10 or 20 new clients in the next 30 or 45 days by doing this. This is why you want to make sure that they're using Google. So I recently did a test with a couple of my locations. And this is one of the locations that I've had for 5 years. It's in Tampa. And every single month, this location gets about 30 Google reviews. So what I did is I took them over the first 3 months. I looked at their thing, and they had the exact same offer. There was no kind of, give us a review and we'll give you this. No, just asking them for a review. So we send those customers to Google for the first 3 months, and like I said, we averaged about 27 positive Google reviews a month. And again, they do that month in, month out for the last 5 years. They're super reliable. Well, then I just redirected those same people to Yelp. And that same store, these are all the same people. They're not like, no reason why they wouldn't want to do Yelp. But over that next 3 months, directing them to Yelp, instead of getting 27 positive reviews, I averaged 2. Now, why? Do people hate Yelp? No. But you think, or developers think, or I guess these gurus out there think, that everyone has a Yelp account. That's not true. Yelp, it's less than 2% of your average customer is going to have a Yelp account. Yeah, there's a lot of people that have Yelp, but there's a lot of people. It's still a small number when you're looking at just trying to get customers that come into your store. So if you focus on businesses that use Google, where Google is the primary place where they're, if people are going to leave a review, it would be Google. Well, then in the first month, those are the kind of results you can get on your typical business. It's not unusual to get 10, 20, 30 reviews a month. So you can't do that with Yelp. With Yelp, yeah, we can get reviews. You can absolutely get reviews. But if you're going to be doing giving it away free for that first month, boy, it's not near as exciting at the end of the month when you say, yeah, I got you 3 Yelp reviews. Or is it more exciting to say, I got you 27? Do you guys follow what I'm saying? And again, this is all just planning in the beginning. You just have to decide where you're going to focus. And you need to have the tool to tell you which businesses to call. So the reality is pretty simple. You should focus primarily on businesses that use Google. And Google is just a lot easier to leave a review. I'm going to tell you exactly why in just a minute. But what's the second part of the trick to this whole thing to make so-called reputation marketing work? Well, it's that you have to give every single customer the opportunity to leave a review. And you got to do it in a way that doesn't cause any extra engagement from the business owner. You just need a simple way where every customer that walks in the door is going to get an opportunity to leave a review. Business owner doesn't have to do anything. It's just going to happen organically. Now, how do you do that? Well, it's pretty simple. The way we do it is on the point of sale computer, there's just a little portal. The customer, the lady, the employee there, with the person, whoever's behind the counter, just enters the customer's mobile number into the portal and hits send. And then the customer gets the text, and then they go through the whole process. And I'm going to walk you through that. I'm going to show you exactly what the product does. But I want to give you all the concepts here first. So that's how you make it work. And it's very, very simple, and you get tangible, driven results. So now let's talk about why businesses need our program. Because guess what, guys? If you think you're going to be selling businesses on, hey, you have a bad reputation, I'm going to sell you a program that's going to give you a good reputation. You want it? The answer is no, because nobody cares. I mean, do they care about their reputation? Yeah, but obviously they don't care that much. They already have a bad reputation. Haven't done anything about it. But what we sell is additional sales for you. We're not selling reviews. Reviews is what we do. But what we are selling is more money to that business owner, more sales than you're getting right now. Because by having your bad reputation right now, you are losing sales every month. You're giving away sales that belong to you. You're giving them to your competitors. And I'm sure your competitors are nice people, Mr. Business Owner, but, you don't need to be that nice. So what are the real numbers here? And this is the pitch that I use, whether it's a business with 1 location or it's a business with 1 million locations. I mean, it just doesn't matter. It's the same exact pitch. And here's kind of how it goes. I'm not going to be reading this. I'm going to kind of do my pitch. So the reason that you want to make sure that you have a good reputation online is because every month, the people that go online that are looking for your goods and services, and keep in mind, they already want it. They're going online looking for your goods and services. So there's a certain percentage of those people that read reviews. Now, it's not everyone. Thank goodness. Because if it was everyone reads reviews, well, then you'd be in trouble because your reviews say that your business is awful. And people believe what they read. But for the most part, it's not everyone. Statistically speaking, it's 80%. I've actually read a lot higher than 80%, above 90%. But let's say 80%. Well, to me, Mr. Business Owner, I think 80% sounds high. That does not sound like a real number. So what do you think it is? Do you think it's more like 50%? I mean, does that sound better to you? Do you think that 50% of the people that are looking for your goods and services, when they go online, they actually will look at your star rating, read your reviews? Does that sound about right? And 40%? Well, look, the reality of it is, Mr. Business Owner, is that it doesn't have to be 80% to be something you want to fix. I mean, what if it was only 10%? And I say that's a crazy low number. There's no way it's only 10%. But what if it was? What if it's only 10%? What does that mean? Well, Let's use a town of 250,000 people. It's a city, you know, it's an average city, be a really large town. So how many people a month are looking for, you know, a business's goods or services? Well, let's use auto repair because that's something that I could actually look up numbers. They actually had them available. And statistics showed that about 1 in 3 cars will break down over a 12-month period. So that requires some kind of repair. I'm sure you guys will all agree with that. Sounds like a reasonable number. So using our population above of 250,000 people, let's assume that 60% of those people have a car. That sound about right to everyone? 60%? Okay. So that's over 49,000 breakdowns over a 12-month period, or an average of about 4,000 cars in a city of 250,000 people. 4,000 cars a month will need service. So if just 10% of those people read reviews before deciding who to do business with, that means that 400 people a month are not going to look at your business. They see your bad reviews and they go elsewhere. So that's 400 people that you are taking, Mr. Business Owner, out of your pool of customers. 400 people. Now again, look, the reality of it is, let's say that 50% of those people don't live in the area, you know, so that you wouldn't get them anyway. You're still talking about 200 people a month. So if your reputation wasn't as bad as it is, again, guys, you get this? This is exactly what I tell the client, the prospect. If your reputation wasn't as bad as it is, and it was just as good as your competitors, not better, but just as good. So yours and your competitors, they're all the same. How many of those 200 do you think you'd get to do business with you? How many do you think would choose you? Would 50 of them? I mean, out of 200, do you think you could get 10 of them to come to your shop? The reality of it is you would demand that you got one, right? I mean, if you didn't get one, you'd figure you must be doing something else wrong. You can almost guarantee that you're going to get at least one of those people. Well, look, even if it was only one additional sale per month, this is something you absolutely, positively have to fix. And by the way, here's the great news. All you need to do is just say yes to me. I'm going to do all the work. That's kind of the pitch, guys. That's how it goes. But these are real numbers, and you can pick it for different industries. And also the way I do it is I usually don't use the actual car industry one. I get them to agree. Because to just pick numbers. Like, hey, well, what seems to be right for you? Most of them say like 50%. They'll agree to that, 40%. Plus, I'm getting them engaged in the sales process. So once I do that, you ask them how many people are in your town, and you can back into the math. And I promise you, you are always ending up with, even at 10%, that business is losing 10 or 20 sales a month. Which, you know, hey, may only be 3 or 4. But even 3 or 4 is ridiculous. Why would you want to give 3 or 4 sales away? Those are your sales. You should be getting them. Right now, you're giving those away. All you have to do is fix your reputation, and you have 3 or 4 sales a month. Crazy. And yet businesses will spend thousands of dollars a month just to get 3 additional sales. Luckily with our program, they don't have to. $97 a month. So guys, those are the numbers. So does everyone on here think that they can sell that? And here's something that we do with our group, iReview Builders. I always say, you know, I don't know if it's tough love, but I think the reason everyone stays with our program so long is I'm honest. I'll tell you the truth, how to really get sales. But if you cannot sell this program, then you need to have a problem selling. Because there is nothing easier than this. This is it. This is your bottom of the rung. This is the easiest sale you can make. So if you're not able to sell this, it means that you're probably not asking for the sale or not closing. Which, by the way, no excuse not to learn that, because we provide that for you in our back office. We show you exactly what to do. And it's not hard, by the way. It's super easy stuff. I'm not trying to overwhelm you with information. If there's 2 little tricks that you can use, well, why learn 10? Those 2 tricks work with everybody, then just learn those 2 tricks. I promise you that presentation, that kind of rough little thing I just went over, the people that I sold that have thousands of locations, I said the same thing. I also added this part though. It's like, hey, Mr. Business Owner, the reason that you have a bad reputation right now is because you don't know that it's affecting you. And the reason that you don't know it's affecting you is because nobody's ever called you up and said, hey, just wanted to call you and let you know that I read your bad review. They're pretty bad. And I just wanted to call you and let you know that I'm not going to be doing business with you. And I'm going to be going to your competitors. No, that's not what happens. What happens is you lose business in silence. And that's what's happening right now. So, Mr. Business Owner, whether you do business with me or not, it's not going to, if you decide not to do business with me, you are still going to lose those sales. Because this is something that's happening now. There's no ambiguity to this. The only ambiguous thing is it 2 or 3 sales or is it 10 or 20? That I don't know. But if you're in the automobile industry, then you're losing, $500 to $1,000 every month, even if you're losing 1 or 2 customers. So that's, by the way, the whole pitch. I just gave you the whole thing. That's it. You guys can say that. You can sell businesses with 1,000 locations. So it doesn't take a lot. So why are Google reviews important? Again, guys, you should know this, but just as a reminder, Google has added their Google review link to the forefront, so it's easy to find. Google reviews are seen when people use Google Maps. Guys, this is crazy to me. Business owners will have a bad reputation online, and yet they spend thousands and thousands of dollars a month on advertising to get people to decide to come into their store. And what happens? Well, they listen to a radio ad, say 7 times. Yeah, 7 times, and then they decide to take action. They get in their car, and they're going to Google Map how to get to the store. And then guess what they do? Well, basically, that business owner just spent thousands and thousands of dollars to make sure that a certain percentage of those people are going to read their bad reviews. It's nutty. Before any business spends a dime on advertising, they should spend $97 a month and fix their reputation. It's so simple. But Google reviews are seen on Google Maps. Google has added the reviews to their algorithm to determine Google placement. And guys, I've heard all kinds of numbers on here, like, oh, it's this much of the algorithm or whatever. It's my understanding that Google doesn't really share that information. So just when you are looking at other programs and it's somebody that says, hey, this is the insider Google information, chances are it's probably not. It's just something somebody else told them that Google said it. But I will tell you this, that it's definitely part of their algorithm, and it absolutely positively makes a difference. My clients, it's so funny, after 3 months, they call me up, and now they're like, well, how do I get even more reviews? I'm like, well, look, I can only get you so many. The rest is up to you. You got to, ask your customers. We've got all the tools for you there. But they're like, well, if I'm getting 30 a month and I'm getting in the 3-pack, what if I got 60 reviews a month? They get all excited once they really figure out. They notice it. And they notice they're in the 3-pack where they weren't before. So what's the main challenge with getting reviews to sites? Remember that part, guys? It's that you have to be a member of the site. Well, guess what? Almost 87% of Americans have a Gmail account. And I know there's probably non-Americans on here too. Doesn't matter. Anywhere in the world, Gmail is huge. Google is by far the #1 go-to search engine used. So that makes Google reviews the most read reviews online. So what does that make Google reviews kind of? It makes it advertising, right? It's advertising for a business that is not optional. If you're going to be listed on Google My Business, people are going to be able to go and leave you reviews. It's not, you don't have the choice. So it's either good advertising for you because you have a bunch of good reviews, or it's really bad advertising for you. That is, not a choice if you have bad reviews. But it is not an optional advertising. It is going to happen if you are on Google. So which one do you want? And the reality of it is if you do not drive your happy customers to leave a positive review, you will end up with negative reviews. So guys, you can see the star ratings, right up forefront. There's a certain percentage of people, not necessarily that are going to click it and read all the reviews. They just look at the star rating. They're going to kind of choose it based on that. And it's not like they're not sitting there analyzing it or really thinking over it. It's a knee-jerk reaction based on going to the guy that has the most stars. That's what I do. That's what probably a lot of you guys do. And again, it's not something where people are analyzing reviews and saying, yeah, they do have 7 bad reviews, but, you know, these reviews actually say this, that. No. They're just looking at the bad star ratings. So it's important to have a high Google reputation score. So now let's talk about the program. So what makes our program different? Well, the first thing that makes it different was our attention to the end goal. You guys, you may never have thought of this, but 99% of the programs that you buy out there are built by software companies that probably were in sales at some point, maybe 10 years ago, 20 years ago. At some point, they sold something. But now they're software developers. So they're building software with the end goal for them is to sell it to us, the marketers. And that software just so happens to hopefully, fix these problems with businesses that they have targeted based on sort of like common sense. Like, hey, I think a business probably would react to this if we fix this. And that's not the way things happen in real world applications. We built our program with the intention to the end goal. The end goal was to get Google reviews, not to some marketers. The end goal of our software is to get Google reviews. So our end goal was to build a program that delivered positive customer online reviews without extra engagement needed from the business owners or from our support team. Because look, guys, it couldn't be a program that I sold for a whole bunch of money. I just couldn't. I had a bunch of locations that had to be cheap. Had to be under $97 or under $100. So that means that it has to have it needs to not require any work from me. That was number one. Number two was if it required any engagement from the business owner, I knew it wouldn't be a program that would be long term. Because the business owner, doesn't matter how great your program is or how wonderful you are, if the business owner has to be engaged in the process, you have a limited sale. Because the business owner, life happens. They will not stay engaged in whatever you're selling. Sorry. I don't like that. I want to sell somebody and make sure they keep whatever I sold forever. And so far, that's how our program works. We've had 0 cancellations, virtually 0. There's been cancellations when somebody buys a location. Which, by the way, I heard somebody else do a presentation that's stealing like almost exactly my wording. But anyway, that's another story. All right, guys. So in our program, this whole thing that we've provided to you, it's so simple. We've kept it simple. We provide a proven system with a long success track record. Never add BS features just to increase our software price. Our program is 100 to 300% cheaper than everyone else, while also providing exactly what we promised, positive customer reviews every month without added engagement or effort from you or your clients. Simple. And we tell you exactly how to sell it. Now, by the way, yes, free trials works, but you can't just go out and go, here's free trial, take it, and they take it. It doesn't work that way. I've seen people selling the program based on a free trial, and they say that you just do that. No, there's more to it, guys. You actually have to sell the product first. They have to need it. So you don't throw in the free trial thing until they say they don't want it or they need to think about it. So there's these little things that are important to know, but we show you those. That way we don't want you to waste your time. We want everything to be success-driven, results-driven. All right, guys. Now here's the software. I'm sure you guys have been like, okay, I get it. So look, yes, show me how it works. Well, first of all, let me show you what the software does for the client. So let's pretend like in this demo here, I'm an auto repair store. And I'm the guy behind the counter, and you come up and you're paying for your transmission or whatever. I click on the icon. By the way, this account took 2 minutes to set up by you guys. It's so simple. Nothing to download. It's just they slide it over to their desktop, creates a desktop icon. So I click on the icon, it opens up a portal. Now the portal is going to be branded to that company. It's going to have their logo up there. It's going to have your information down here. Everything I'm going to show you is completely white label. Our name's not on it anyway. It's all yours. You say it's yours. But all the employee has to do is enter the customer's information and hit send. Now they can input the name, the email address, but the only thing required is the mobile number. So once the customer hits send, within seconds, the client or the actual customer is going to get a text. I said customer before, I meant the employee. Hits send, the customer gets a text, and when they click on that link, it's going to open up a customized feedback page. Again, completely customizable for your client. Some people don't have the feedback page, they skip that. I always say to do it because you can ask questions like, how'd you hear about us? Just that one question alone is crucial. I'm going to talk more about that later. But the customer goes through answering the questions. At the bottom, they choose their star rating. If they choose 4 or 5 stars, it redirects them to Google. And by the way, this page isn't there anymore. It skips that page. It goes directly to where they post their Google review. So it's so simple. If they choose 1 to 3 stars, then it redirects them to a page and says, well, what did we do wrong? And then if the customer chooses that, then it'll redirect them to a page where then they can choose if they want to post a review or not. But again, that's just, we do that. You have to be software has to do that. You have to give every single customer the opportunity. We do it, but you'll see it does not increase your negative performance. At any rate, we have a follow-up text that we send out that says, thank you for your positive feedback. Please click here to share us on Facebook. So for those of you doing Facebook marketing, this is great. And this is also an awesome upsell. So, doesn't need to be expensive. $70 a month, something like that. Whatever. But all they need to do is when they click the link, it's going to open up the post that you create for your client, completely customizable. And then when the customer hits share, it's actually going to share on their Facebook wall, which, by the way, each one share equals about 220 possible Facebook engagements. Can you say free advertising? So imagine that. If you're a business that has 100 new customers a month, let's say only half of them do this. So you got 50 people a month. That's 10,000 possible Facebook engagements per month that are going to see whatever post you want them to see. Pretty cool, right? So again, very, very simple. The whole thing is organic. This is all happening from the portal. So there's a couple of additional things that we can do with the program. Number one is we can send a follow-up text if the industry requires it. There's some industries where they actually like to follow up with their customers. Like in my industry, we actually follow up with the customers after their furniture is delivered or their television in the rent-to-own industry. And we send out a text to the customer that says, hey, Mr. Customer, just want to see how your delivery went. And they open up their page and it's going to ask them delivery questions like, hey, did your delivery guy, was he on time? Did he show you how to use everything? Whatever. So again, you don't add this just because you can. That's another thing that we preach at our Review Builders. Look, just because it's there doesn't mean you should do it for your client. Don't do anything unnecessary. Only provide steps that deliver results. So if you have a client where they do some kind of follow-up, this is a great way to do it. You could ask for a referral depending on the client, or maybe it's a follow-up to get additional reviews. Again, we can show you how to do that. Even though we only target one review site at a time, doesn't mean we don't have methods to get reviews on other sites. It means that we always funnel them directly to the review site we want them to go to. We don't want to give them a choice. That's crazy when people do that. They're going to give their customer a choice of 3 sites. You go here, click any one you want. No, they're going to end up with no reviews because they're going to click sites where they're not a member, and then they won't go. All right, so that feedback, by the way, for those of you who want to sell larger deals and you just haven't had the right product, this is the right product. That feedback alone, business owners love it because now if they have one location, they're there all the time. But when they open their second and their third and their fourth location, guess what keeps them up at night? Not being able to be all places at all times. Trust me, that's just how business owners work. So when you show them a system that's going to allow them to keep in contact with the actual customer's experience, so they know what's going on in each store, they feel like they're part of the sales process. They get a better night's sleep. There is one question that I always tell you guys that you should ask on the feedback, even if your client says, "Well, I don't want to ask any feedback questions." I always say, well, look, Mr. Business Owner, whether you want to ask any feedback questions or not, there's a couple that you can ask that actually puts money in your pocket or saves you money, puts this money in your pocket ultimately. And one of those questions is, how likely are you to refer a friend? Because as a business owner, your first day of business, there's a couple things that you're determined to do as a business owner. One of those things is that you're going to ask everyone for a referral, because that's what you're going to do. You're a good business owner. You know that's the way to get clients and build a regular client base for whatever you're selling. You're going to ask everyone to send their friends and family. Guess what? You don't. Life happens. Or you do it and you find nobody refers anyone. So you're like, this doesn't work. So for whatever reason, you stop doing it. Well, we're going to ask every single customer in a very organic way, how likely are you to refer a friend? And if the customer chooses very likely, then we can send that customer an email immediately that says, hey, thank you for saying you would refer a friend. Did you know that we have a referral program? For every person you refer that buys from us, you get a $25 Visa gift card or whatever it might be, whatever referral program that business is going to have. So just this feature alone, if my clients in 7,000 locations, if all of a sudden Google said, we're not going to do reviews anymore, I don't think I would have a single person cancel our service, because they're getting enough referrals just from this referral feature that they wouldn't cancel. They'd be like, yeah, well, I did it for the reviews, but boy, this ancillary customer referral thing is more than paying for the whole program, like 10 times over. So it's a neat little thing, and like I said, it's completely organic. You set it up once, and it makes sure that it asks every single customer. If the customer decides they do want to give a referral, they click the button. It opens a page where it's going to review the offer right here. This would all be customized for that client, their logo up here, and then they just put in their referral right down here. When they hit send, those can go to anyone. If my clients use a call center for the most part, and their referrals go to a call center. Some of my clients you have just goes to the manager in the store. Now, there's another question that you can ask that's probably just as important, and it's something that I'm surprised we're not inundated with as customers, but we're not. In fact, the only time I remember really being asked was at Radio Shack and at that Tennessee place, which is, how did you hear about us? It's starting to come up more now, as it becomes a little bit easier to track for businesses. But for the most part, like your general small Bob's Automotive kind of place, they're not asking. So I always wonder, like, how do they know what advertising is working and what isn't? Do you know what they're doing? Because I do. I was a business consultant for a while, and I would travel around the businesses. And the way they would kind of judge whether their advertising was working is, well, did I make more money? And guys, you can't base it off that, because you might have just had a good week. So you can't make a several $1,000 advertising decision, or $5,000 or $10,000 advertising decision, success or failure, based on whether you had more sales that week, because that doesn't necessarily tell you. Well, look, in a very organic way, we can ask, have you heard of us? And then we have, from that drop-down menu, you're going to include every different kind of way that business does advertising, whether it's TV, radio, print out, I don't care, any kind of special thing, we can include it. This is completely customizable. If it's a creative loafing of Tampa, we can put creative loafing of Tampa. And what happens is, at the end of the month, when they get their monthly report, it's going to break down the answers that they got as a percentage. So this client got 4% of people came from the TV ad, 25% from the radio ad, 1% came from Facebook, 6% from Google, and so forth. So that's how that works. Pretty cool. Again, so simple, guys. But this is, and also in the reporting, we wanted to make it very simple, because we don't want it to be something that you have to review with the client. You send it to them and you let them know it's there, but they should be able to open it and look at it and know exactly what it is. If you're giving fancy reports to stuff, the only time that's good is month 1, maybe. You want to wow them with your charts. But month 14 and month 30, no. You just want to send them a report that breaks down the real information they want. How many Google reviews did I get this month? Am I still paying you this month? Yes. Did it work? Yes. Okay. I stroke that check. So everything I just showed you, all those different steps and the follow-up and everything, it all starts with just a 3-second engagement from the business owner's employee into the portal. That's it. All they have to do is open the portal and put the customer's phone number and hit send. That's it. So all the business owner has to do is say, hey, okay, employees, we're adding something new to get Google reviews. It's going to be required now. For every single sale, you've got to add an additional 3 seconds to your sales process. You think there's a problem? No, it's not. And that's why they do it, which is why we get great results. In fact, on that same road of just making sure everything is easy, all the customer feedback, all the Google reviews, all the alerts that are sent to the business owner, we send them by email. Why don't we have a fancy login that they can log into some back office and look at this? Well, we actually do have that capability, but out of however many resellers, I don't think we've ever turned it on once. And the reason is because they saw that what I'm saying is right, which is back offices don't work. If you're requiring your customer, your client, to have to log into something, they're not going to do it. They're going to do it once with you because you're doing it. And then they won't do it again. So all this information is important. We want to give it to them in real time so they can fix the problem. You want to put out the small fires before it's a raging inferno. If you know a customer's unhappy, solve it now. Don't let them stew on it for a week before you address it. So everything goes to whatever business owner email, they tell us to send it to. And by the way, we can send it to multiple emails. My clients go to a regional VP, manager, district manager, the list goes on. So again, very, very simple system. So additional features. These are all things that have been added to the program on autopilot. Although, guys, I stress this. Everything I just showed you before, that's the program. That's what you need to know. Those are the things you need to use to sell it. These additional features are nice things. They're nice things that you can add later, but do not add them to the product just so you can say, well, now it's all this added stuff so I can sell it for $200. No, because if you add something to it, it means you have to explain it. And the more you have to explain, the more confused your prospect will be, and the more they will forget why they're really buying your product. That being said, if you are selling Facebook marketing, we do have a cool feature that actually can incorporate any customer that's entered into the portal. They can directly be added to a Facebook campaign. How cool is that? Live campaign or a turned off campaign. And you could either take that list and you create a lookalike list to then market to on Facebook or whatever. But again, this just creates an additional sale for you guys down the road. We also have beacon technology, which is called proximity review. Now, I added the beacon technology because I had a location that couldn't use the portal. And I looked at it for a long time because beacons aren't really new, but I did not add them until recently because the technology just wasn't there. Well, now it is. So with the proximity review feature, all you're doing is putting a beacon in their store, and when the customer walks in, they're going to get a soft push notification on their phone. And when the customer looks at their phone, it'll say something like, welcome to our store, click here to leave a review, or whatever. And you can also use this for anything. It doesn't have to be reviews. You could also have them open up a page for the specials of the day, or maybe ask for a Facebook share, or maybe through the portal you're asking for Google reviews through the proximity review beacon, you're asking for Yelp reviews. Who knows? But this is actually what has made it possible for people to market to restaurants. But since it is relatively new, I'm not going to preach about it because I don't know. I've heard a lot of success stories, but it hasn't been long enough yet. Here's the reality, too, that I know about it, which is why I question if it's really working in the restaurant, is, look, these beacons are only as good as the training because, look, you put the little beacon in the store, but you also have to train the people behind the curtain, behind the desk, to say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Customer, when you walk in the store, you should have gotten a soft push notification from us. Can you look on your phone? If you got that, you can just click that and leave us a review. So you sort of need to point it out because it is a soft push. It doesn't It's not ringing everyone's phone and shaking. Some people it will, but for the most part, it's a soft push. It's a notification in the background. But it's got to be part of the training. So if you're thinking of a nice restaurant, I just don't see how that fits in. So, again, that's just my 2 cents. All the feedback that they get, they're going to get in real time. So anytime there's a positive feedback or negative feedback, it's sent directly to whoever the business owner tells us to. Obviously, anytime there's a positive Google review or a negative Google review, they'll still get some negative ones, not through our system probably, but they could. But the positives far outweigh the negatives. But it doesn't mean somebody still can't go on Google and leave a negative review 6 months from now. But that's why we're sending all the happy customers there now to get positive reviews. But at any rate, positive or negative, that's sent to the business owner or anyone they deem. Also, there's a report that they get every day that's going to show them their portal activity. Now, the reason we added this is because everything else seems so easy, right? Seems like a no-brainer. Hey, it's a portal. If you're a business owner and you told your employees you got to invest 3 seconds, open the portal, put in the customer's phone number, and hit send, you'd think they'd do it, right? Nope. They don't all the time. So what we wanted to do is have some kind of accountability. Let the employees know that there's accountability and that the business owner here is going to be getting a report at the end of the day that's going to show each one of the customers they entered into the portal. That way the business owner knows at the end of the day when he says, hey guys, did you enter all the customers into the portal? And they all say yes. Later on, when he gets that report, he can know if that's a real yes or a yes or sure. So again, it's just accountability. It's a very easy thing. They don't need to study it or go through it. Just the fact that we have it and that the employees know that it's there seems to solve any problem. The monthly report, look guys, we could have carved the monthly report with all kinds of crazy graphs and charts and it could have been 10 pages long, to be honest. But it's not what we wanted to do. We're not trying to wow them or boggle them with information because we're charging them $1,000 a month. We are undercharging and way over delivering our service. So I want the report to be very simple. Here, look, you entered 78 people into the portal. 38 of them left feedback. You got 6 positive Google reviews. Break it down, pure numbers. That's it. So again, you got to remember, it's not going to be a client you're going to be sitting down with every month. You want it to be something you can just send them. Because this is not a client that you're just trying to romance for 3 months and get a bunch of money out of. It's a client you're going to sell once, and in 10 years from now, you still should have the program. Easy setup. Here's another area where I was real focused on because when I tried those other software programs, I was amazed how long it took to set things up. And I'm not a patient guy. In fact, if I log in and I can't figure it out relatively quickly, I give up. I get frustrated. And every one of those other programs I looked at, as soon as you log in, the first thing I found was that just overwhelmed with information. It took hours and hours and hours and hours for you to learn everything. And I assumed that they were doing that because it takes you longer to go out and sell it. Because they know by the time you start selling their software. Well, we don't do that. So we just have everything really simple. In fact, when you log into the back office, there's really only 4 videos you need to watch. And it's under the quick start button. We've got hundreds of videos back there that show you how to spawn. I don't know about hundreds, but we have a lot of videos that show you all about sales and all this kind of stuff, but you don't need to watch them. They are not required. There's only 4 videos. Within an hour, you will master the product. There's really one video that's an hour long that walks you through the whole thing. The other 4 videos are just going into more detail. That's it. So one video is 50 minutes long. The other ones are an average of 4 minutes. They're really short. But the back office is super simple. In fact, it's so simple to set up a client. Depending on how fast you text, it should take you anywhere from 2 minutes to 5 minutes. It takes me 5. I'm a slow typer. But all you have to do is enter the customer's basic information, their address and so forth. And then there's just a button that you click. And when you click the button, it's going to pull up their Google ID. You click on that. It's very, very simple. We also have a tool in here that helps you find businesses that have a bad Google reputation. But you guys aren't going to need this. Because I'm going to give you something that's even easier. Here's another feature that is in our program, just to let you know. Please don't add it to every program. But, maybe down the road you're looking to make a little extra money and you've got some really good clients. And one of them, it would be perfect for a birthday marketing program or something. Well, we built a SMS marketing center within the product. Very, very simple. Again, it's not a loyalty program or anything like that. It has the capability to opt people in. So obviously, if you're going to do marketing now, you've got to opt them in. Whereas in the portal, when we're only sending them a few texts, there's no opt-in required. For this, you have to opt them in, but it does birthday marketing as well. It's all integrated into that portal. It's a neat upsell that you might want to do down the road. And this is actually what the back office looks like exactly. So as you see when you log in, all your videos are here. But this is the main one, the quick start video. This is just going to kind of walk you through a setup, kind of showing you exactly what I just showed you. Now, what industries to target? Because this goes back to what I was saying on like slide number 2. Well, I think it's important to, if you're going to do any pre-work before you just start calling people, that you need to decide a few things. This product would probably work for any industry. Yeah, you're right. But why sell just any industry if there's some that work better than others? So I would highly suggest you target industries where if they have a bad review, it's going to mean that they're going to lose business. They're selling some kind of goods or services that cost over $100 for the most part. I mean, there's some exceptions to that, but typically that's what I look for. Businesses that have goods or services that are over $100. So auto repair, furniture stores, dentists, chiropractors, handymen, roofers, plumbers, electricians, hair salons, home improvement, tire stores, pool cleaners, lawn service, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All of those guys need positive reviews. So one bad review is going to lose them business. I would highly recommend that you focus on those. So who's the best person to target with this product? Businesses with bad Google reputations, right? So if I could deliver you a list of all the businesses that had a Google reputation of 1.5 to a 2.9, do you think you could get some sales from that list? If you knew that all of them had at least 10 reviews, could you get a sales from that list? Hell yeah, because you're calling people that you already know they have pain. You know they have a problem. They have a bad reputation. So we have created a software program, which is part of this offer tonight. You guys actually will own it. But it's called BizRep. And what it does is you just enter a couple of things. It looks like this. And you open it up right over here. You're going to input the range that you want to look for the reviews, how many reviews you want them to have, the range, and the city and the state that you want to search in. And then what it delivers is this. Delivers the name of the business, their phone number, their address, and exactly what their reputation is. Like this guy, Bayview Limo Services in Seattle, Washington, he's got a 3.2 with 18 reviews. Think he needs to do something about his reputation? Here's a business with a 1.6 with 7 reviews, a 3 with 14 reviews. Again, every single one of these businesses need to fix their reputation. So it's exactly who you should target. Now there's a step you can do. You can pick up the phone and call them and point out to them, hey, I'm calling you about your bad reputation. You probably hadn't done anything about it because you didn't know it was affecting you. I'm going to assume, Mr. Business Owner, that if you knew you were losing sales, because you are, but if I assume you don't know, because if you knew, you would have fixed it. But it doesn't squeak. Nobody screamed out at you, hey, I'm not going to do business with you because I read your bad reviews. So you just figured it's no big deal. Well, not true, Mr. Business Owner. People are reading this, blah, blah, blah. You go into it. You can either call them and do that. We even give you I've got several sales scripts. And by the way, they're not just scripts. These are proven scripts from the last 5 years, well, 4 years, almost 5 years with the software. But you can also take these and upload them into our ringless voicemail system. And you can leave ringless voicemails. And then it's inbound calls. And by the way, what's the ringless voicemail you leave? Hi, I was calling because I read your awful reviews online, and those are disturbing. Some of those are pretty bad. Listen, I had some questions on those. Can you please give me a call? My phone number is 555-1212. By the way, did you know that you can delete your bad reputation? I'll tell you how when you call me. Click. That's the message that you leave. To give you an example of it, and it gets great results. Now, what they hear is me say, did you know you can delete your bad reviews? I didn't say that. I said you can delete your bad reputation, which you can do. You can replace it with a good reputation. Yeah, kind of a salesy thing. I get it. But you're leaving a 5-second message here. It's got to be something compelling to get them to take action and call you. We recently did a voicemail drop to a list of 1,100, and we got 8 sales out of it. A list of 1,100, we got 8 sales. They're all inbound calls. So it's amazing. That doesn't happen every time, guys, but it happens enough. You know, it's something that you should absolutely positively be doing on a regular basis. Plus, voicemail drops have a 96% open rate. So what is ringless voicemail drops? Kind of in the name. It leaves a voicemail on a phone. It doesn't have to be mobile. It can be regular landline now as well. It doesn't have to be VoIP. Used to. Not anymore. It can be regular landlines. As long as it's not on the do not call list. But it leaves a voicemail without the phone ringing. So it's pretty cool. All right, guys. So everything in this program, you're going to get you're going to be able to build positive Google reviews, real-time customer feedback, business Google reputation lead generator, Facebook share tool, business and SMS marketing extra features, customer referral generator, full training and support. We have weekly live training. There's no extra cost for that. I don't know why people do that. It's just part of what we do. We do this one thing, and we do it good. So the training comes with it. And it's completely white label. If you want to say this is yours, more power to you. But again, our name's not on any of it. Your logo, it's all your branding. And tonight, we've also provided the BizRep software. By the way, we can sell this all day long at $99 just for the BizRep software. Because people are paying a fortune for those things. So you're going to get that, and tonight we're also going to be throwing in the sales website with unlimited download. Well, what does that mean? Well, it's a website where you get to customize it with your logo and your phone numbers and all that kind of stuff, but it helps sell the program. But the reason it's unlimited downloads is because we highly suggest you do some target marketing. Let me tell you, after you've called and sold 3 or 4 attorneys, it's not a bad idea to have a website that's attorney reviewed over or whatever your name is. I mean, target market. It makes it a lot easier to get sales. So that's what we did with the website. You need 1,000 different websites, you can have it. We suggest you sell the product under $99, but look, guys, I'm not the price police. I'm not going to tell you what to sell for. We've got people selling at $127, $147, whatever. I sell it at a low price because I want it to be an easy yes. I want to get them as a client, and I know they're going to keep it forever, so I don't mind. You guys should be thinking the same thing, because the reality of it is you're going to upsell them into a $1,000 a month Google My Business program. Like our buddy referred to, guys, it's amazing. Look, even if you only gave away 1 free trial a week, you're talking about $60,000 a year residual income. And again, you'll be amazed how many people keep it. Give away only 2 free trials a week, so over $120,000 a year. Give away just 10 free trials a month. That's over $140,000 a year residual income. Now, guys, that doesn't mean you can just walk out and go, hey, I got a program that's free, you want it? And then you sign them up. Again, I know people say that out there. I've heard that on other webinars, and I always just think, I hope people don't believe in that. The free trials, you still need to make sure they need the program, and you need to make sure that they want the program. But as long as they do, then there's no reason why you should ever not sell them. I want to think about it. No, not anymore. You give it to them. You give it to them because in 30 days from now, you won't care. You're collecting from the ones 30 days now. There's really only a 30-day period you have to worry about. You're going to build your clients so high that you're always having clients that you are upselling. Plus, you've always got clients where you gave it away for free that you're collecting money on after 30 days. And it's a huge difference between doing it this way and doing it the hard way, which is what most of you guys are doing now. So, our program. Normally, what we do, and we don't do these webinars very often, so if you haven't seen this before, or if it's been a long time, that's fine. We're not marketers online. Again, we don't do affiliate marketing and stuff like that. If somebody came to us with a group, what happened tonight, that's about the only time we offer it. But we've had offers before where it's 100 accounts, one-time payment of $297. and then it's just $57 a month, and that includes 100 accounts. But tonight, because we're doing it to a large group of you guys, we put together a special price where it's just a one-time payment of $97, one-time payment, and then it's just $37 a month. And that includes 100 accounts. Guys, 100 accounts. If you did sell them at what I sell them for, and actually some of mine go down to 67 a month, I'm going to be honest, there's multiple locations. But if you sold it for $97 a month, you're talking about $9,700 in income to you, and you're going to pay out $37 for your software cost. Not bad. Now, this also is going to include the BizRep software that we normally sell it for $97, just the software alone. And you're going to get the reseller sales website with the unlimited downloads. That's also $97. Because, guys, what this BizRep software is going to do, it gives you the low-hanging fruit. If you do not call just these low-hanging fruit for the next 6 months, then you're screwed up. I mean, the only reason you should call anyone other than focus on these people is if you run into something different. Because I'm telling you, next year at this time, there won't be as many low-hanging fruit. We have this BizRep software for a while. There's a lot of people that have it. That's what they're out doing. They're selling the low-hanging fruit. So you guys got to get yours while it's still there. You got to get this, use BizRep, get those clients, and start selling them before they'll never be gone. But right now, there's just so many of them while all these businesses catch up. Because that's what they're doing. The world changed. You guys didn't notice about, over this last 10 years. Reviews changed. Reviews weren't important before. I mean, it was always nice to have them, but you really have to go looking for them. Not anymore. Now they're in the forefront. Not only are they important, but they're crucial. So it's just a one-time payment of $97 and then just $37 a month. Now, we also do have one other offer for you guys tonight, a special offer, a huge bonus that I put together, which is same thing, 100 accounts. And instead of doing the one-time payment of $97 and then $37 a month, it's just a one-time payment of $197 and no payment until January 2019. Plus, you're still going to get the BizRep, you get the reseller program, basically just a huge discount you're going to get by doing it this way. Just a one-time payment of $197, no payment until January 2019. Let me check something real quick, guys. And let's see here. Nope. Okay, so you guys, if you are ready to get started, what I'm going to do is I am going to copy and paste this link into the, I think I'm going to, or I guess I'm not. Uh-oh. All right, guys, I'm going to copy and paste that link into the webinar, okay? Bear with me for just a moment as I get back there real quick. Guys, this is my last webinar before I go on vacation, but it's actually trying to been doing this offer to you guys for a long time, and we've just been unable to do it because we're so focused on our own clients. So, it looks like Alan already did it. Because Alan, I was going to have him go to the go.one, but it's not redirecting to the right place. So if you can just put that link is already in there right now in chat. So if you go to chat right now, you'll see the link. And all you need to do is go there and decide which one you want. Now, guys, this is not an offer that we're going to keep up forever. In fact, if you don't take it tonight, this offer is actually going to be live till Monday night. That's it. And if you don't take it now, then you just got to hope that somehow you get a chance sometime in the future. But by not taking this tonight, you're just costing yourself sales. Because, again, if you do not sell these low-hanging fruit, if you don't use BizRep right now and sell that low-hanging fruit, somebody else is going to. That's what I told people last year. I had so many people last year that bought the program, had BizRep, and weren't even using it. They were prospecting their own way. They just figured I was just telling them something. And, you're just going to do it their way. They're not going to listen to me. And then now they're starting to use BizRep, and they're like, wow, there's not near as many people as there was last year. I'm like, yeah, no doubt. You know why? It's because there's a lot of people selling review programs right now. The nice part about it is most of them are selling a review program that doesn't work. The bad news for you guys is they're selling them for $400. So when you call them up, they're like, no, I already bought a $400 program that doesn't work. Fool me once. But that's why you use the free trial. Well, I'm sorry you had a bad experience before, but that's not us. If I prove the program works to you, I'm sure you would have no problem picking up an extra 4 or 5 sales a month and only paying $97 a month, correct? And that's how it works, guys. Again, it's the perfect sales product to acquire the client and then upsell them into a more expensive program. Okay. All right. I'm going to try to read some questions. I've already gone way over. I always try to do these fast. I tried to talk fast, guys, if you didn't notice. But it takes a while to explain the product. You guys, you'll notice, for those of you who buy tonight, as soon as you log in, the only videos that you need to look at are the ones called the Quick Start program, the Quick Start videos. And like I said, there's 5 of them total with the one that walks through the whole business back office. All the other videos they're not a waste. They're just more detailed. You don't need to really watch them. They're about sales and stuff. If you do want to learn about sales videos, then watch those later. But learn the software first and go ahead and start giving out free trials. Now, by the way, let's talk about that a little bit for those of you who aren't going to watch those trading videos immediately. Do not go out and start leading with, hey, I got a program that's free. It's going to help you with your reviews. No. Do not mention the word free. Don't cheapen the product. For those programs that kind of look like ours, that they're trying to use the same method, but they're doing it wrong. You can't just give away something free and go, I give away for free, it's easy. It still needs to be sold. Because if you just give it away for free, the only reason they're taking it is because they like you, or they think they're throwing you a bone. And they're thinking, I like this guy. I like this gal. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to buy this program from them. I'm going to throw them a bone. I mean, why not? Might as well. And then, what happens is they take the program, but they don't keep it. They don't keep the program. They cancel it. In fact, they don't even use it. See, that's the problem. If they're not going to use the program, then guess what, guys? It doesn't work. Which makes sense, right? If you don't use it, it doesn't work. You got to use it. So free trials only work when you sell the business. But guys, it's not hard. Just you got to put in a little bit of work. You got to call the business that has the bad reputation. But by the way, well, I'm giving you the business. You know exactly how many reviews they have. You know what their score is. And you know exactly what to tell them. And you didn't have to memorize it here tonight on this webinar. There's hours and hours and hours of videos you can watch where I go over the same thing over and over. My script is always the same. You can watch videos going back years of me, and I promise you, I'm saying the same thing. And the reason it is because this is my sales script I've shared with you. That's it. Mr. Business Owner, the reason that you need to fix this isn't just to fix your reputation. I mean, yeah, it's nice to have a good reputation. But the reason you need to fix this is because you are losing sales every month. You're giving away sales to your competitors. Because right now, Mr. Business Owner, people are going online. They already want your goods or services, but there's a certain percentage of those people that read reviews. They do. Statistically speaking, it's 80%. I've read higher. But that number seems high to me. I don't know. It seems too high. I think it's more like 40 or 50%. But it doesn't even need to be that high. Even if it was only 10%, Mr. Business Owner, this is still something you absolutely positively want to fix. Good news is I'm going to do it for you. You just have to say yes. But this is something you want to do. Because even if it was only 10%, Mr. Business Owner, what town do you live in? How many people in that town? 100,000? Okay, well, how many people are looking for your service per month? 200 or 100? Okay. Well, 10% of that 100 are going to read reviews. That's 10 people. So are you going to wave away 10 potential customers every single month? I mean, if your reputation was just as good, if it wasn't as bad as it is now, and it is just as good as your competitors, because they already know this stuff that I'm telling you, they already know it. why they have good reviews. But if yours was just as good as theirs, how many of those 10 do you think you could get as customers for your business? You think you could get half of them? That would be my bet. But do you think you could get at least 2 or 3? Of course. And how much do you make per sale? You make about $300. Okay. Well, you're talking about anywhere from an extra $300 a month to an extra close to $1,000. Our program's $97 a month. Would you trade $97 a month for $300 a month every single month? Of course you would. You'd be crazy not to. But the reality of it is it just doesn't work that way. There is no way it's just going to be one sale consistently. There'll be times when it's 4 or 5. There'll be times when you probably have a slow month and it's not. And there's another month where it's a difference in 10 sales. Then there's another time where it's a sale that's thousands of dollars that it got you. And it's that guy is a review reader. And that guy also is going to refer his friends and family, et cetera, et cetera. This is something too easy for us to fix for you to ignore. Guys, that's it. That's my whole kind of spiel I say to them. And if you guys can picture yourself saying that, you just sold a whole bunch of clients. Now you got clients now. You going to retire off $97 a month from one client? No. Now that you've got the client, you upsell them Google My Business ranking. Why? Because they've already got the reviews. Now they just need to do the other 6 steps, which you guys happen to do. And one of those steps is the unorganized citations or whatever, and that can come from reviews. So you're kind of covering that one too. Again, guys, it's such a natural upsell, which is why so many of our people that are resellers for our program that are out, stealing y'all's sales right now, they sell SEO. It's the perfect upsell, something like this, because SEO is a conceptual sale. It's got a lot of moving parts to it that need to be explained. And guess what? You get 2 SEO guys in the room. One guy does one thing, and the other guy does another thing. So it doesn't matter how well the business owner knows it. You got to explain your program. By the way, I assume you can't explain it in 5 minutes. So how do you do it unless the guy is your client? Guys, this is the perfect program. So click the link in your in the chat box, or if you really feel like typing it in, you can see it down here. It's irb.clickfunnels.com/get iReview Builder 2018 AFF. By the way, guys, we don't normally have the link. Usually we have a redirect, but that was not redirected to the right page. So we're going to give you the long link. So you guys, for those of you who want to type it in, go ahead and type it in. But it's in your chat box. You don't want to type it in. Just click it right there. Guys, there is a replay that I'm going to be sending out. Okay? But when you watch the replay, make sure that you get it now. Now, here's something else I'm going to throw in right now, and nobody else knows that I'm going to do this. So for the next 20 people that buy tonight, and I mean that buy the program tonight, and that means tonight before midnight. So the next 20 people that buy the program tonight, I'm going to give them for free another software that we have that's very similar to iReview Builder. And I can hear somebody that works with us probably cringing right now when I'm going to say this, but I'm going to. The next 20 people, I'm going to give you a 3-month trial of a program we have called iDirect Notes. I can't go into it too much, but just in short, it's a program that you can use. You can give away for free. You can give it away for free, just like you can give away this program for free. It's a non-conceptual sale. It's one of the only few ones out there. And it's going to help you sell websites. It's going to help you sell apps. Anybody want to sell apps? How come people don't sell apps more often? You know why? It's because the problem with selling apps is how do you get people to download the app? That's where it fell short. Nope, this does it. This makes sure that that not only if you build an app for this new client that you're going to get, you can also make sure that the customers are going to download the app. It's a really, really cool program, and I'm going to give it to you free. It's a free trial for 3 months. Try it out. The first 20 people that buy the program tonight, you're going to get that free, completely free, like not $1 for the next 3 months. So you've got to make sure you jump on that tonight. Because you guys, it's a cool program. I really want to go into it, but I've already kept you guys for an hour and a half. Plus, you guys, this is my last call, and I'm starting a vacation. I'm sure you're all saying, yeah, he gets to go on vacation. We've got to go back to work. But I was really excited to be able to offer this to you. And quite frankly, I was surprised that we hadn't offered it before. Because we have. There's a lot of groups out there like you guys that, guess what? Guess how they're getting sales? They're using our review builder. So your competitors are already using it. That's why they're getting more sales than you. It's so simple too. It's crazy for you not to have it too. To be even the playing field. And for a lot of you, maybe you're in an area where you are doing local marketing. You're doing local marketing and there isn't an SEO guy in that area, or he's selling one of those other complicated programs that don't work. You know, the whatever other program. I don't want to name names. You guys know what they are. Then you've got the perfect program because, again, even if they're gun shy because they bought the other program, give it away to them free. Say, here, I'm just going to give it to you. I'm going to earn your business. Let me earn your business by showing you that it does everything I told you it would do. And at the end of the month, I'll send you the invoice. And if it does everything I say it's going to do, you wouldn't have any problem paying $97 a month, would you, in this business? No. And if I send you the invoice and you decide for any reason that you do not want the program, no harm, no foul, you never pay a dime and you get to keep all the positive Google reviews I'm going to get for you the rest of the month. I fix your reputation online, you keep that too. No problem. Guess what, Mr. Business Owner? I know the program's going to work. That's why I'm doing this. I know the end to the story, which is why I'm so confident. But, hey, I do want to earn your business. This is how I'm going to do it. Let me go ahead and get that set up. Guys, can anybody imagine doing that? That's it. That's the pitch. I have 7,000 locations. They're all in one industry. I do it in fitness. That did make it easier. I have to admit. But it doesn't matter. It's still, I sold lots of businesses that have 1,000 locations with the pitch I just gave you. And by the way, I'm not selling to one person. I'm selling one guy, and he gets me to the next guy. Then I'm standing in front of a room full of, old people who are judging me, who don't want whatever I'm trying to sell their business. And then you know what? They hear it and they're like, oh my God, that makes sense. Yeah, we do want that. It's not a sophisticated sale. I mean, it's so easy. The hard part is finding those businesses that have all those 1,000 locations. You got to work. You got to get in front of the right person. But you got the product to close businesses. You still got to do the work. You got to do the prospecting. BizRep's going to help. Probably not going to do it all for you, but it's going to get you started. It's for sure going to get you the businesses that you need to call. I mean, it'll give you more businesses than you'll ever need. But, you know, you use ringless voicemail drops. That will get you some sales, but it probably won't get you all the sales. So you should do ringless voicemail drops, and you should become friends with cold calling a little bit. Do that a little bit, 3 times a week. You guys will hear that a lot from me in training. Doesn't mean you guys have to. I gave up on all these, the latest, greatest shortcuts to prospecting years ago when they just kept not working over and over again. And I realized that if I want to continue to be a successful salesperson, I have to make friends with things like cold calling. I have to make friends with things like consistently emailing a little bit, doing email marketing. It's not something I can do once a month. I have to consistently do a little voicemail drops. It's my job. But I don't have to do, it's just a ton of it. The cool part about it is that you're building your pipeline. I don't mind calling warm calls. So it's cold. But guys, that's my 2 cents. You'll get that in the back office. I'm excited to offer this to you. I'm not going to hold y'all up tonight because I know on the other calls that's what they do is they keep you on there because they keep talking for like 2.5 hours. The only reason they're still talking, because by the way, I can tell you this because I've been on those webinars where I'm the speaker, but then when I'm done presenting it, the guy who had me as his guest, he'll keep talking for another hour. I'm like, oh my God, why are you talking? And it's because there's people still on the call. So I'm not going to do that to you. I don't want to hold you guys up. If you do have any answers that we did not answer, make sure that you email us at support@ireviewbuilder.com. Support@ireviewbuilder.com. Guys, when you do sign up, you should be receiving your username and everything by email. If for any reason you don't get it, probably check your junk folder. If you don't see it there, just email us at support@ireviewbuilder.com. We'll make sure that we resend it to you or send it to a different email. All right, guys. Well, I'm excited to be able to offer this to you. I am going on vacation, which doesn't mean anything for you guys. It's business as usual around here. You guys will not miss a beat. But when I am back the week after, we'll be doing some live sales trainings and so forth, and pretty exciting stuff. In fact, we've got some pretty exciting other prospecting tools similar to BizRep that are coming available to you guys really, really soon. And again, we don't spit out software programs all the time. That's not what we do. So whenever we do have something additional, it means it's kind of a big deal. It means that it's already proven and it's already working. Chances are it's something that I'm already selling. Right? I don't make something available until I've sold all my people first. If no other reason, just to make sure it works or that there's, no bugs or whatever. Because again, the reason we're so cheap is because our program does work. It does not require a bunch of custom code. Stuff doesn't break. It does what we say it does. All right, guys. With that, make sure that you email us with support. First, what did I say? The first 20 or 30? Man, I forgot. Did I say the first 20 people or 30 people? I think I said the first 30. First 30 people tonight that buy before midnight, you're going to get 3 months of iDirect Note, and I promise you, you're going to be like, oh my God, that program's awesome. What it allows you to do, by the way, one of the things, it allows you to do notification marketing. Imagine being able to send notifications to a phone without them having an app. How do you do that? Aha. That's the trick. I haven't seen any other program do it, by the way. We may be the only software that figured that out. They'll all do it now that we're doing it. People will learn and they'll sell our program for, 300% more. All right, guys. Everyone have a good night. I was happy to be able to present this to you. Make sure that you do go right now. Click that purchase link. Go sign up for the program. This 197 one is a killer offer. In fact, I can't believe we actually did it. It's a really good offer, but you guys take that, and we'll still, even if you don't buy that one tonight, we'll still count that as part of the 20 or 30. So it's 30 people no matter which program they purchase, even the one that's a killer deal. All right, guys. Thank you so much for having us. You guys have a good night.